once again for investing in yourself, investing in your knowledge and your education, on everything that you need to make love work. Because God knows and you know that you deserve love and you deserve love everlasting. So we've come again to one of my favorite parts of this book, which is whenever we get a chance, we like to interview couples who are actually making love work. And of course, this next couple is very near and dear to my heart. It's my pastor and his wife. My pastor actually married my husband and I. And it's so funny because the topic of this interview is forsaking all others in your marriage, and how important it is to keep God in the middle and keep you and your husband in the middle of your marriage and forsaking all others. And if you haven't gotten the book, I want to encourage you to click the link below and invest in yourself, invest in the love that you deserve, and go ahead and grab that book. So without further ado, I want to just say thank you to my pastor, Pastor Reginald Webb, and his beautiful wife, Sister Deborah Webb. Thank you guys. How are y'all doing?
We're doing wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for just being willing to help with, my vision to just have, positive examples of marriage, and let people know that, love still works if you work it and if you keep God in the middle of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so I'm so thankful for that. So without further ado, I want to just talk about forsaking all of us. That's our topic. So if you would, first of all, tell our readers, our viewers, how did the two of you meet?
Well, let's see. Well, first I'd like to say thank you for having us and allowing us this opportunity to share in this vision.
Thank you.
And I know God is going to truly bless it. It's all for His glory.
Yes, it is.
We first met, we were out to dinner. We each with our set of friends.
Okay.
And some of our friends knew each other. So that's how we first met. And then we just met. It was no long conversation or anything like that. And from that point, we would see each other different places, totally unplanned. We saw each other at a banquet once. We were across the room from each other. I was with some coworkers of mine, and it just so happened one of my coworkers was his fraternity brother. And so we just saw each other. That was another time. And then another time I was in school, and I was headed to class, and I was on my normal route to my class, and then I happened to pass by this office, and then he was sitting there in the window. Wow. And I'm like, that's that same guy.
We were following you.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Everywhere. But that's how we just continued. We just kept seeing each other. And then one day I got a phone call at work, and it was from my sweetheart.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Wow. Okay. So the next question is, of course, the title of the book is Crockpot Love. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to know, when did the two of you know that you had found your crockpot love?
For me, when I saw her from a distance, I knew that there was something special about her. And then after we started dating, going out, we had the same values, Jesus Christ, same vision, wanted to better ourselves. But I knew that we kicked off, the spirit was there, all through the love of God. Awesome. And the way she treated me, the way she would look into my eyes and smile. This was the one for me.
I know that's right. Wow, that's awesome.
It was beautiful. And like you said, we both shared the same values.
Yes.
Family values, the love of Christ, and we just wanted the same things out of life.
That's very important.
And from that point on, God just continued to draw us to one another.
Awesome. That's amazing.
And one small thing, sure. We both agreed not to leave the state of Florida. That was, we agreed that we would stay together, and she went moving.
She would go there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, so the next question, as I said, this interview is about forsaking all others, and I know when Wilson and I got married and we were doing a premarital counseling, you, Pastor Webb, you drew a circle, and you asked us specifically, you said, who in your marriage goes within this circle? Like, who is most important in your marriage? And so I started writing everybody. I wrote my mom. I think he wrote his mom, his dad. He just, writing all different people. And, God is in it. That goes without saying. But it was so funny because Pastor Webb, he said, now take that pen and cross everybody out except for you and Wilson. And it was just that example was just so powerful for us. And we always remind each other of that constantly and consistently. And that's a constant theme in our marriage, is to, keep God first and forsake all meant to you in your marriage? Like, what does that look like?
Well, for me, it's where we don't allow anyone to penetrate our circle. Our circle, our marriage circle, is myself and my husband.
Absolutely.
It doesn't even include my children. Our family circle includes our children,
Yes.
but our marriage circle is just myself and my husband and, God.
Right.
And we have to be careful not to allow people to penetrate that circle.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowing people to be so overly involved in our marriage and our family to where they penetrate. They may have good intentions, but the more you depend on them, or let's say seek advice, the more they creep their way into your marriage circle. And it may not be with bad intentions, but it just starts to happen.
Right.
That's just how it starts to happen. And you have to be careful to depend mostly on one another with the help of Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
And that's what we have to do. That's how we made it this far.
Mm-hmm.
And our children are very important, but our marriage is him and I. Children come second.
Absolutely.
So actually, it's God first, then us, and then our children.
Absolutely.
And that can be a little hard, a little unnerving, because it's like, oh, these are my babies, my children. They need me, they depend on me. But the marriage is totally different, totally different relationship.
And that's how God would have it anyway.
It's absolutely.
We call that tough love.
Yes.
Sometimes tough love.
Yes.
That's
Something
right.
like that, right?
That's right. Even the same with my husband and I even give an example in my book where I talk about with Crockpot love. Sometimes some people gotta get scraped off the plate because it's hot too. No, absolutely. And I even give an example when we had to scrape the bottom off the plate. And we just have to do everything right and decent and in order, and how God would have us to do it. So with that being said, have you ever, you don't have to give it my name or anything like that, but can you think of any example where you deliberately made a decision that you had to forsake everybody else? Like I know you're saying with your children sometimes it's hard because they're your babies, but can you think of the last time or any example where you really had to make that decision to say, you know what, I'm following God and I have to do what I have to do and I have to forsake all of this in this situation?
Well, we have family members
Right.
who have
Yes.
asked for money and we say enough is enough. And it's okay to say no sometimes.
Yes.
And when money goes out of your circle, out of your house, and begins to be a problem, you gotta say no. It's okay to say no. And people make you feel inferior or sad, but it's okay to say no.
It's okay.
God says no sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
He does.
He does.
He absolutely does.
And I can say also, before we got married, my family, on my dad's side of the family, it's a large family. My dad, it's 11 of them. And so we would get together, often sometimes, like on holidays, we would all get together and do things.
Yes.
But once I became married and, and we're following Christ, I had to put that aside because everybody wasn't following Christ and still, may not be following Christ. But all the family gatherings, it's good to see family. I'm not saying you just totally dish your family, never ever see them again. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you have to say, okay, well, I can't give all of my time to my family. I love my family, but this is my marriage, And I made a vow before God that we're gonna protect this marriage. I didn't make a vow about my family, but I made a vow to God. We chose, God put us together, and we chose to live together forever with one another. So that's a decision. Exactly. And you can't allow family, no family to penetrate that. And sometimes family may want to make you feel guilty. They may put that guilt trip on you, but and no matter what they say, it's like, this is my circle.
Yeah.
And this is how God wants it to be, just the two of us and Him.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it.
Cleave, and leave.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so Sister Webb, as a woman, what has been a successful marriage for? How long have you?
We've been married 19 and a half years. 20 years in June.
Amazing. So, as a woman, what has it been like as far as being in a successful marriage for 19 years? What advice can you offer other women who strive for a relationship with the same longevity and the love and the healthiness that you and Pastor Webb have? What advice can you give other women who are seeking that?
Well, I'd say you don't sell yourself short. I mean, when you found that true love and that's your true love, you have to be committed to that relationship. You do forsake all others. you be supportive, you be that supporting wife.
Yes.
And it's not, it's not about being inferior. You know, we each have different roles in a marriage. You know, respecting my husband as the head of the household. He is the head of the household, and that's how God intended it to be. And learning for me to stay, when I say stay in my place, that's not to diminish my husband or anything like that, not at all, but understanding that I have a different role than him, and respecting him as my husband, not selling myself short, respecting myself, first of all, and just being, protecting my husband, protecting my family, and working alongside my husband.
But my mom said you gotta be a bulldog by yours. Pastor Webb, as a husband, what has Sister Webb becoming your wife meant to you all of these 19 plus years?
For me, my best friend, my partner, my support when I need it, and sometimes I'm wrong because as a leader, we get weak sometimes, and it's okay for me to cry.
Yes.
I cry a lot.
Yes.
But I can always come and talk to my wife. She respects me as a person. I respect her. I value her. I value her opinion and treat her like a woman. The Bible says Christ died for the church, and as a husband, you have to be willing to die for your husband, die for your wife, and that's my love in terms of our marriage. I would die for her.
Oh, that's awesome. That is amazing, and it's so sincere. And I just want to tell everybody who's watching, it's like this couple here is literally like the creme de la creme of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Crockpot love, keeping God first, keeping God in the middle, and of course all the other principles that you have been reading about so far in the book. I mean, there you have it right here. It's all right here. So this next question, Pastor Webb, how has just the love and respect that you have for Sister Webb enhanced your life as a man?
I would say, to be honest, make my life better. Yes, I don't have to worry about my house, cooking, my kids. She's just a perfect wife. And when you have the perfect wife, it makes my life easy. I come home, I'm the head of the house, but she kind of like the neck that turns in.
Yeah.
So she just, like, we have all different roles in the marriage, and when everybody do their role, it's easy. And folks say marriage is miserable. Marriage is not miserable. It's the people in the marriage that make marriage miserable. She's my joy. I look forward to seeing her every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And yes, I even tell people, it's like, I don't even know why people even look at the institution of marriage as something miserable.
Right.
I feel like when